California Sen. Scott Wiener, D. San Francisco, rattles off a list of consumer and open internet advocacy groups who came to Sacramento Tuesday, May 29, 2018, to lobby the legislature on a net neutrality bill as the Senate deadline looms. Katie Murphy, Bay Area News Group. The California State Senate on Wednesday approved a net neutrality bill that has been called the gold standard of such bills in the nation, as states grapple with the controversial repeal of Obama-era federal rules meant to ensure an open internet. The state Senate voted 23-12 to adopt SB 822, the bill by state Sen. Scott Wiener, D. San Francisco, in another rebuke to the Trump administration on this issue. The majority Republican Federal Communications Commission, led by Chairman Ajit Pai, who was named to his position by President Donald Trump, repealed the 2015 Open Internet rules in December. Pai said the net neutrality rules amounted to government overreach and hurt broadband investment. Earlier this month, the U.S. Senate voted to overturn the repeal, but the effort still has to go through the House and President. Some of those senators said the FCC ignored the will of the people. A recent poll by the University of Maryland showed that 86% of Americans opposed the repeal of net neutrality rules. Today, the California State Senate read the writing on the wall, sided with the public, and voted to defy Ajit Pai and enact strong protections against ISP censorship and abuse, said Evan Greer, deputy director for advocacy group Fight for the Future, in a statement Wednesday. The measure now goes to the Assembly, where committee hearings begin in June. The Assembly must vote on the measure by the end of August. California and other states, including New York, Washington and Montana, have established, or are working to establish their own net neutrality rules since the FCC voted to repeal regulations prohibiting traffic discrimination by the companies that control the Internet's pipes. Get tech news in your inbox weekday mornings. Sign up for the free Good Morning Silicon Valley newsletter. Those companies, such as along with a couple of other industry groups, they spent nearly $1 million during the first quarter to fight bills such as SB 822. A Comcast spokeswoman said this week that the company would have no comment about California's bill, but pointed to Comcast's previous statements that it does not block, slow or discriminate against Internet content. It goes far beyond the 2015 FCC order and could lead to increased prices for consumers and potentially put thousands of local and state contracting jobs at risk. This could slow down innovation and stop California from being the global leader in technology, said During discussion prior to the vote, Wiener addressed concerns about California going its own way on the issue that the opposition says should be handled on the federal level. Senator Ted Gaines, R. El Dorado, voted no after reading a statement from industry group Boost Telecom, which is worried about an overlapping patchwork of laws on net neutrality. "I agree, this should be a federal matter," Wiener said. "The reality is the federal government has abdicated its responsibility." Wiener acknowledged that a lot of work remains to get the bill through the Assembly, but this is a major win in our fight to reinstate net neutrality in California, Wiener said in a statement after the vote. "I want to thank the enormous grassroots coalition that is fighting tooth and nail to help pass SB 822 and protect a free and open Internet. One of those groups is the Electronic Frontier Foundation. Its legislative counsel, Ernesto Falcon, this week called Wiener's bill the gold standard of state laws on net neutrality, echoing other sentiment that SB 822 is the most comprehensive of its kind in the nation. SB 822 prohibits Internet service providers from blocking or throttling Internet traffic. It also takes aim at zero rating, in which internet providers exempt content, sites and services from data caps. Wiener called such practices manipulative and anti-competitive. Wiener's bill is also supported by former FCC Chairman Tom Wheeler, who drafted the federal rules that this FCC overturned, California State Attorney General Xavier Becerra, the mayors of California's biggest cities and dozens of public advocacy groups. Staff writer Katie Murphy contributed to this report. Sponsored content. Do you know the benefits of a QDA mass detector? Learn how to harness the power of mass detection in your own laboratory, with your own people, to meet analytical demands today and tomorrow. You might also like Where Do the Richest Americans Live? Mansion. Global NBA player JJ Redick lands a Brooklyn penthouse for Mansion. Global Central Singapore Community Development Council people survey compare this brand will top your continental car wish list. It Bloomberg for Citizen. See how big data is propelling healthcare. Asian Scientist magazine. South Korean President Moon embarrassed by summits. Nikkei Asian Review. Caitlyn Jenner a no-show to son Brody's wedding. MercuryNews.com family told to go back to China, and yet another. MercuryNews.com NBA Finals. Gary Payton says all-time best not LeBron. MercuryNews.com recommended by